Welcome to Digimasters Shorts. We are your hosts, Adam Nagus
and Carly Wilson, delivering the latest scoop from the digital realm.
OpenAI CEO Sam Altman showed flashes of frustration during a November podcast appearance when pressed about how a company generating $13 billion in revenue could justify $1.4 trillion in spending commitments through 2030. At the time, AI hype was near its peak, even as OpenAI burned billions on aggressive data center expansions. Since then, investor sentiment has shifted, with growing unease over massive capital expenditures across the tech sector. Competitors like Google, backed by established revenue streams, have been rapidly closing the gap in the AI race. Now, OpenAI is reportedly scaling back its ambitions, telling investors it plans closer to $600 billion in total compute spending by 2030, less than half its original projection. The revision follows a year in which the company brought in $13.1 billion in revenue while burning through $8 billion. The pullback appears aimed at calming markets rattled by steep AI spending, which has weighed on major tech stocks. Internally, Altman previously declared a code red, pushing teams to prioritize ChatGPT amid intensifying competition. The company also plans to introduce ads into ChatGPT, a move that has drawn criticism from rivals. Tensions across the industry were on display at a recent summit in India, where Altman and Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei notably declined a symbolic public gesture of unity.
Officers with the US Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force say Meta's artificial intelligence moderation tools are flooding them with low-quality reports that are slowing child abuse investigations. Testifying in New Mexico's lawsuit against the company, Special Agent Benjamin Zwiebel said many tips from Meta are junk and lack critical evidence needed to pursue cases. Other officers say the number of reports has doubled in the past year, overwhelming already strained units. They report that some tips contain no criminal content, while others reference potential crimes but omit images, videos, or key details. Meta disputes the allegations, saying it has long supported law enforcement, responds quickly to emergency requests, and has improved its reporting systems. The company notes it is legally required to report suspected child sexual abuse material to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and says it made 13.8 million reports in 2024 alone. Internal documents from 2019 show executives previously warned that encrypting Messenger could hinder detection of child exploitation, though Meta says it has since built new safety tools for encrypted chats. Officers say AI-generated tips often require warrants before they can be opened, adding delays and administrative burdens. Since a new federal reporting law took effect in late 2024, investigators say unviable tips have surged, possibly as companies try to avoid penalties. ICAC officers warn the overflow is draining resources, hurting morale, and diverting attention from legitimate cases of child exploitation. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is reportedly giving AI company Anthropic until Friday to remove certain guardrails on its Claude model for military use. The ultimatum comes amid mounting Pentagon pressure following a meeting between Hegseth and Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei. Officials are said to have warned that if the company refuses, the government could compel cooperation under the Defense Production Act. Anthropic has indicated it is willing to work with the Pentagon under specific conditions, but refuses to allow its technology to be used for mass surveillance of Americans or for autonomous weapons development. Claude is currently the only AI model deployed in some of the government's most sensitive operations. One defense official acknowledged the reliance, stating the Pentagon continues discussions because the technology is that critical. At the same time, the Defense Department is expanding talks with OpenAI and Google about deploying their AI systems for classified work. ChatGPT and Google's Gemini are already cleared for unclassified government use, while Elon Musk's xAI has signed an agreement to provide its Grok model for classified systems.
Anthropic is expanding deeper into the enterprise by embedding its AI model, Claude, directly into everyday workplace software. The company unveiled co-worker plugins for the enterprise, enabling Claude to operate inside applications like Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, and Slack without requiring users to switch between tools. Anthropic says the move eliminates the common workflow of copying responses from a chatbot into business programs by allowing AI to function seamlessly within them. The launch marks a direct challenge to Microsoft, OpenAI, Google, and Amazon, all of which have integrated AI assistants across their productivity platforms. At the center of the rollout are customizable open-source plugins designed for roles such as finance, design, operations, and human resources. Anthropic says these plugins are portable, allowing companies to modify them without being locked into a single ecosystem, and several were developed with partners including FactSet, S&P, and Slack. The company is also introducing connectors to services like Google Drive, Gmail, and DocuSign, giving Claude secure access to live enterprise data. Clients including L'Oreal, Deloitte, and Thomson Reuters are already using specialized AI agents built on Claude to automate workflows. With this push, Anthropic is positioning itself not just as a developer toolmaker, but as a central player in transforming everyday knowledge work across the enterprise.
Thank you for listening to today's AI and Tech News Podcast summary. Please do leave us a comment, and for additional feedback, please email us at podcast@digimasters.co.uk. You can now follow us on Instagram and Threads by searching for @Digimaster Shorts or search for Digimasters on LinkedIn. Be sure to tune in tomorrow and don't forget to follow or subscribe.